What's next? It's big, it's broad, it's next on Sunday. With 6 sections and pullouts, including glossy color fashion magazine, Elan. There's something in it for everyone. Next on Sunday, ask your vendor and buy it.
Hello and welcome to Next News. Militants in Abite, Warri Southwest Local Government, Delta State, Nigeria, have blown up an oil facility belonging to United States oil giant Chevron. The Joint Task Force, who is responsible for containing militancy in the conflict-ridden zone, blamed the incident on Kingsley Okuye and his group of militants, a group that operates mainly in the Delta and Ondo axis of the Niger Delta. Also confirming the incident, Chevron said the attack by the militants was in response to the military offensive by JTF. A Chevron spokesperson, Femi Idumabo, said in an emailed statement that the attack had led to a shut-in of approximately 100,000 barrels per day of oil production. In response to the clamor by lawmakers to be given a full copy of the Justice Mohammed Uwais Electoral Reform Committee report, President Umaru Yar'Adua yesterday forwarded the entire report, including its annexures, for the consideration of the National Assembly. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Olusegun Adeniyi, said yesterday that Mr. Yar'Adua gave the directive to send a copy of the Uwais report a day earlier, and he was confident the order had been carried out. The Senate had, earlier this week, demanded for the Uwais report in its entirety during the debate on the general principles of the 7 electoral reform bills sent by the president. Aid agencies are unable to access an area in the Niger Delta where more than 2,000 people are believed to be following a military offensive that forced families to flee their homes. Local authorities and NGOs, including the Nigerian Red Cross, are urging the Joint Task Force to allow a joint humanitarian assessment team to travel to the creeks as soon as possible in order to provide necessary aid for the displaced. Security forces have cordoned off the area as their operations continue. The federal government has approved the removal of the managing director of the National Inland Waterways Authority, Zubairu Yakub, from office. A statement signed by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Transport, Numan Barau Dambata, said the government has approved the appointment of a replacement, Ahmed Aminu. NIWA is a federal government agency responsible for developing and managing inland water transportation in the country. Pan-Africanist Tajuddin Abdurrahim died on Monday morning in a car accident on his way to Jomo Kenyatta Airport in Nairobi, Kenya. Dr. Abdurrahim worked closely with the African Union. He was the chairman of the Center for Democracy and Development based in Abuja and London, and also chairman of the Pan-African Development Education and Advocacy Program based in Uganda and Nigeria. During dictator Sani Abacha's regime, he was blacklisted in Nigeria and went into exile. Most people, however, knew Dr. Abdurrahim as a columnist for several African newspapers, including the New Vision, Daily Monitor, Weekly Trust, The African of Tanzania, Nairobi Star of Kenya, and the Weekly Herald of Zimbabwe. He leaves behind a wife, Munira, and 2 daughters, Aisha and Aida. The Anambra Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Ego Uzo-Eze, on Monday said the ministry had established child watch groups in the state. Speaking at a news briefing to mark the 2009 Children's Day celebration, which comes up on May 27, Mrs. Uzo-Eze said the watch groups were in all the 21 council areas. The purpose of establishing the groups, according to her, is to ensure that violence against children is not covered up from any quarters. She said the challenge of protecting the rights and ensuring the well-being of children would not be compromised. Thank you for watching Next News. For more information on these and other stories, please visit our website at 234next.com. That's 234next.com.